Will Kamala Harris be good for Native Americans if she becomes president of the United States? We don't know yet what will happen this November, but I'm here to tell you that if she becomes president, it will overall be good for Native Americans. Let's look at her record. Kamala Harris's record on Native American issues during her time as Attorney General of California and as a U.S. Senator provides some insights into how she might approach Native American issues as president. Kamala Harris was Attorney General of California between 2011 and 2017. During this time, she had many actions related to Native American communities. Harris worked on initiatives to combat human trafficking, a significant issue affecting Native women and children. She established the California Department of Justice's Bureau of Children's Justice in 2015 in order to address issues like human trafficking and the exploitation of children. Harris took legal actions against companies violating environmental laws, which often disproportionately affected Native American lands. She filed lawsuits, for instance, against companies for polluting waterways, which included, of course, areas impacting Native American communities. Harris also emphasized the need to reform law enforcement and make them more accountable, issues that are particularly relevant to Native American communities, given the history of violence and discrimination by law enforcement on tribal lands. Kamala Harris has been more vocal about Native American issues since rising to the Senate. She co-sponsored bills aimed at improving healthcare, education, and economic opportunities for Native Americans. For example, she supported the Native American Voting Rights Act to ensure that Native Americans had good access to voting. She advocated for substantial COVID-19 relief funding for Native American communities, recognizing the disproportionate impact of the pandemic on these populations. She's also expressed strong support for tribal sovereignty and the protection of native lands from federal government overreach and harmful policies. So if she becomes president, her administration's impact on Native American communities could be influenced by these factors. Harris would likely continue policies aimed at protecting Native rights and lands, building on the work she supported as a senator and attorney general. She might prioritize increased federal funding for healthcare, education, and infrastructure in Native communities, continuing what we saw during the COVID-19 pandemic. Given her track record, she would likely emphasize environmental justice, ensuring that Native American lands are protected from pollution and exploitation. Harris's emphasis on law enforcement accountability and justice reform could lead to improved relations and protections for Native communities. Overall, I think Kamala Harris's presidency could be beneficial for Native Americans, given her advocacy for their rights and issues during her time as AG and senator. Of course, much of this is in contrast to Donald Trump. In an earlier video, we talked about how horrible he has been for indigenous peoples in his presidency before and after. Thank you for your listening.